Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dawnna St. Louis, your high performance guru for monster deals and deeper pockets. You know I love my salespeople, negotiators, influencers, persuaders, and entrepreneurs. What's up? How are you doing today? Today is all about deal closing conversations. That's right. You know you're in the right place if you know how to find the lead, open the opportunity, get people on the phone, but then it's time to get a signature just written down on a piece of paper, and you cannot seal the deal. It just drives you a little batshit crazy because you've done all the legwork, but now you got to seal the deal. So we're going to make sure you'll be able to do this. And I'm going to give you, this is not stuff that's out there like on the market, right? This is like Donna's little psycho way of closing deals. And it's a little bit of that, legendary influence and epic ethical manipulation. I actually kind of get people emotionally to buy in on the deal. I mean, I don't have them crying in the corner, but I get them to want to do the deal. So you're going to get some tactics so you can have deeper pockets and bigger sales. Who the heck am I? Well, my name is Dawnna St. Louis. I once lived in my car for about 6 months. That's right. I was homeless when I was 19. I became like this uber crazy IT geek. I founded a business intelligence tech consultancy. I sold it for gazillions of dollars. And now I travel the world telling people how to win at high-powered negotiation, how to start and build rock star businesses, and how they could do this using million-dollar mindset tactics and strategies. So if you're here and you're interested and you're like all about this, what's up, Felix? What's up, Kate? What's up? Let's see, Sam Toke. I'm sorry, I couldn't read it that well because I'm not wearing my glasses today. What's up, Michael? And yeah, I do wear glasses. I have no idea where they are. I've looked for them. I bought 2 pair. I lost a pair. So I'm on my 4th pair of glasses. Just saying, I need someone just to walk around and say, here's your glasses. And no, I can't wear contacts. So if you're here, you want to learn this, give me some love right away. Like just go ahead and hit the little love button. Go ahead right now. Grab a pen. I'm going to give you a second. Grab a pen. Grab your paper because you're going to write some notes on this one. But before you write notes, because I know you will, go ahead and like and share and let's get started. We have no time to wait on this. Let's go. All right. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is, why do people struggle on deal closing in the first place? I mean, think about it. You've done everything you're supposed to do. You've made the phone call. You've gotten the lead. You've gotten the person on the phone. They're ready to, it's now an opportunity. You've had the conversation. They've had the conversation. They're in. But for some reason, the customer is not buying. Well, the first thing you have to know is closing does not start at the end of the conversation. It actually starts at the beginning of the conversation. Hey, Donna, how are you? So closing doesn't start at the end. It starts at the beginning of the conversation. So if you're trying to close or wait to get into that great closing conversation at the end, you actually waited too late. You waited entirely too late. You have to start closing or at least listening for the close or preparing for the close at the beginning of the conversation. And this is really important. Let me adjust my camera here. Sorry, I had a little low there. So what do I mean? What am I talking about? You need to know your customer's logical and emotional reasons for wanting to do the deal with you in the first place. Because if you don't know why they want to buy, then you have no idea how to have a deal closing conversation. So let's first look at the logical reasons. Now, there are 4 logical reasons why people buy. What's up, Mr. Bentley? Hi, Michael Bentley. Thank you so much. So let's look at the 4 reasons why customers buy. Number 1, money. They want to save money. They want to earn more money. Efficiency. They want to do things faster. When you think of efficiency, don't think of work. Think of time. I know this is going to sound a little confused, but think of time. Then productivity. They want work to be easier. They want it to be streamlined. They want to get more from less. Now, regardless of the 3 that you choose, there's one other that they want, and that is quality. Things have to get better. You can't come in there and say, we're going to change out everything and it's going to be just the same. If I went on stage and I said, or hell, if you came here right now to this live stream and I said, hey, you're going to be at this live stream and it's going to be awesome. You're not going to learn anything. And nothing's going to change. And you're not even going to chuckle a little bit. You're just going to literally sit here and watch me, which will be like watching paint dry. You wouldn't be interested. Something has to improve. Something has to get better. I have to promise you that I'm going to deliver something. That's why I'm delivering to you deal closing strategies and tactics. So you have to stop right now. Take a moment. I want you to think about that one customer. Put that customer in your head. Now, I want you to tell me, why is that customer going to hire you from a logical perspective? What's up, Sebastian Rusk? Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a grip. What's up, Sebastian? So I want you to think about why your customer is buying from you first, logically, not emotionally, logically. Is it money? They want to save money. They want to reduce debt. They want to increase how much money they make. Time. They want things to be way more efficient. Productivity. They want to do less work. Or quality. Something has to be better. Whatever that is, it has to be better. What is it? What is the number one reason that your customer wants you? Because if you don't know that, boom, you can stop. You don't even understand how to close the deal because you don't even know why they're buying from you. Now that we understand that, let's go to the next part. Once you understand your customer's logical justifications, because they use logic to justify. Okay, I'm going to come in a little bit. You know how many people I talk to that tell me their customers buy from logic? Customers do not buy based on logic. Customers buy based on emotion. In fact, Sebastian just wrote it. They want you to ease their pain. Want is the operative word. They want you to ease their pain. That is a desire. That is emotional. It is not logical. It is not logical. Logic is used to justify the purpose. Logic is used to justify the purchase. Write that down. Tweet it. I don't care what you do. Logic is used to justify the purchase. Emotion is the reason that they actually buy. So what are the 7 triggers? What are the 7 emotional triggers that customers use when they want to buy? There are 7. Here's the first one. Significance. They want to look like a rock star to their colleagues. They want everyone to recognize that they're amazing and they want to be proud of their work. What's up, Sandra? Acceptance. Here's the second one. Acceptance. They want to keep up with the Joneses. Okay. So I know you're talking about, is she talking about FOMO, fear of missing out? Oh, hell yeah. And let me tell you something about FOMO. FOMO and simplicity, which we'll get to in a second, is what made Apple the BlackBerry killer. People who didn't have an iPhone at the time were like, what? You have a Windows phone? Is that a BlackBerry? Oh my God, the Smithsonian called. They want their phone back. I mean, there was a little bit of embarrassment in walking around with something that wasn't the coolest, latest, greatest tech on the market at the time. People got tired of missing out on the deal. They wanted to be able to talk about, all of a sudden, we have a phone that can do all these things that phones had never done before. There are compasses, there are levels on the wall. There are levels. Maps are on them. BlackBerries didn't have that. So all of a sudden, the iPhone had something that other people didn't have, and people wanted to be a part of the crowd. People were crawling buck naked over broken glass in the middle of September to get an iPhone because acceptance was their trigger. Greed. We all know this. Look, I work with salespeople. They are driven by money, period. They want to have more money and they want to know that they're getting a deal. They don't want to get duped. That's what they're afraid of. Dominance. That is our 4th trigger. This is not about competition, by the way. Most people think, yes, because you like to compete. No. Dominance means they like to win, and not kind of win. They like to annihilate. Dominance is the ultimate. That is not, so everyone's like, yes, I'm a fierce competitor. No, honey, I'm a badass winner. Winning is what dominance is all about. Indulgence. They want something that will make them feel that they're having an exclusive experience, that it's once in a lifetime. When you have people who have indulgence experiences, you'll see them do things like rent a Ferrari for a day, right? or come out and hang out with me for a day. No, rent a Ferrari for a day. Take a cruise around the world. That's indulgence. And you can definitely use an indulgence trigger to get people to buy something that they're never going to have the opportunity to get ever again. Lust. Okay. So people are like, Dawnna, are you talking about selling sex? No, I'm not talking about selling sex. What happens is there is something that businesses want. And when it gets to a point, when that person who's working there gets to a point that want becomes so much of a craving, they crave it over and over and over again, at some point they start to lust after it because they really feel like this problem that they have will never go away. So it turns into a little bit of lust. And then the last one, number 7, is simplicity. Simplicity means they want to feel smarter. Apple used this to become a rock star. They made the iPhone so simple. I mean, think about it. I don't care whether you're an Android user or whatever, but I want you to think about this. Back when when the BlackBerry came out, it had a book, like a full-on book, a book that you had to read through in order to know how to use it. Apple came with a pamphlet and was just as powerful. So recognize that simplicity is the ability to make people feel smarter and think they're smarter, and they will buy from you because it makes them feel good. So I'm going to go through them one more time. Write them down. You have significance, acceptance, greed, dominance, indulgence, lust, simplicity. Got that? Do I need to do it again? Or are you good? You can rewind, but one more time. Significance, acceptance, greed, dominance, indulgence, lust, simplicity. Okay, that's all 7. So now you know that you have to understand your customer's logical trigger. Money, productivity, efficiency, and quality. So you have to know this is their reason to justify. This is logic. And then the 7 is the emotional trigger. You have to know both of them. So let's say I'm working with a salesperson and they want to learn how to do high-powered negotiation. Okay, their emotional reasons are significance, greed, and dominance. They want to win and be at the top of the leaderboard. They are driven by money, faux show. And at the end of the day, there's no need to be at the top of the leaderboard if everybody doesn't know that you're there. So significance, they need people to know. So that's their top 3 emotional triggers. But then what is their other trigger? Do they want to save time because they're tired of doing paperwork? Do they want to be more productive and have someone do some work for them? Are they driven by money? Are they saying, you know what, the cost for this, I can justify the ROI? Notice how I'm using more logical terms. Those are logical terms, very much. Justification, ROI, okay? Think about that. Is it quality? Is my quality of negotiations going to increase so much that my money goes up? So you have to really think about what are the logical reasons and the emotional reasons. You use both during your close. So when you understand their emotional triggers and their logical triggers, you can use both. So now that I know what their logical triggers and emotional triggers are, and usually it's 1 logical trigger and 3 emotional triggers, I can use words that speak to their needs. This is all that ethical manipulation stuff I'm always telling you about. This is all that stuff that I tell you about. How do I influence and persuade and use that ethical manipulation? This is it. That 1 logical trigger, those 3 emotional triggers. So let's say that your customer's emotional trigger is significance. So they want to be the rock star and they don't want to be embarrassed. Like that would be the end of the day for them. So all I'd have to say is to them, let's say, and they're saying they can't afford it. Let's say that's their objection. I can't afford it, but I know that their emotional trigger is significance. And I could say something like this, you know, I don't know if this is right for you because not too many people can really afford my services. A person whose emotional trigger is significance and even a little dominance is like, oh, no, she didn't. Did she just call me broke? It's a trigger that makes them say, yes, I can. Okay, so now we're not talking about money. All right? Let's say that your customer's trigger is simplicity. They just want everything to be fast and easy. Just make it easy for them. Then all I have to do is say, you know what? I made all of this really fast and easy. I filled out the paperwork. I sent you the follow-up items and the invoice. It's already in your inbox. Let's connect on Monday and look at the paperwork and make sure everything's done. They want it just there for them. They just want it done. They don't want to have to think about it. When your customer's trigger is simplicity, have that email ready to go before they get off the phone. They will think you are a rock star. They will sign that thing before you even get off the phone call. Let's say that your customer's trigger is money and their emotional trigger is acceptance. So that means they're worried about missing out. They want to make sure they're keeping up with everyone. So I say this, I go, there are 3 companies in your industry that are already using my negotiation tactics. I think some of these might be your competitor. I really only have a few remaining dates for this industry. This is what I have left. So now I've told them 2 things. Your competitors are using it, so they're already ahead of you, and I only have a few dates that you could jump in on for your industry. Now all of a sudden they're like, what? How do I get in? Right? Because I tapped into that acceptance that they're afraid to miss out. Regardless of the trigger, what you always have to remember is this. This is so important. He who speaks most during a negotiation loses. Loses. Most people do too much talking during the negotiation. I want you to think about this. Imagine that you're going out on a date. And the person that you're going out with on this date, you've never gone out with them before. It's a 3-hour date. And for 2 hours and 45 minutes, the person sits there and they talk. And they talk about the number one person in the room, themselves. How do you think the date went? Right. You're probably going, are you freaking kidding me? This mouth monster would never shut up. Oh my God. How many words are in that vocabulary? Please stop talking. You know what they think? It was amazing. Oh my God. They were so interested in everything I had to say. They thought I was fantastic. And we're going to have 2 kids and they're going to merge your faces together on Facebook. I mean, it's like a little creepy. But what happens is when we're in sales, we start negotiating everything. We start throwing everything at them. We want to make sure that we are solving every one of their problems rather than asking the next best question, which is what you actually should be doing. You should be asking more questions and getting the pieces that you need to put the negotiation and deal closing puzzle together. And by the way, when asking that question, never qualify it. Never say, ask the question and then say, I'm asking this question because. Don't do that. That is the same thing as revealing your hand at playing poker. And by the way, if you like to show your hand at playing poker, come to my house. I love playing poker. So stop doing that. Don't qualify your questions. Finally, get comfortable in the silence. That was 7 seconds. Once the silence has reached 7 seconds, ping the customer by repeating the question. Let me just repeat the question for you. Now they know that you're actually waiting for a response. You can even ask them, did you hear me? Did I lose you? Let me repeat the question. But give that 7 seconds of silence, literally. I don't care if you have to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb in your head. Make something happen. Hold your breath. Close your nose. Don't sneeze. Whatever you do, tie your shoes. But 7 seconds of silence is critical. That 7 seconds is so critical that usually the person who speaks first during that silence will lose. So try to keep your mouth shut. All right. So what do you need to do next? What you need to do next is, number 1, give me some love. If you like this, if this was helpful for you at all. And I know it was because you just learned my secret to ethically manipulating the deal closing conversation. Number 2, give me some love. Number 2, share it. And number 3, ask me a specific question. Do you have a specific deal closing question? Something that you're struggling with a little bit, something that you want to know how to do, some big thing that jumps out at you and you're like, oh, if I would have just said that, I could close the deal. Or maybe you need confidence and you want to practice this. Hey, if you want to practice it, send me an email and say, hey, Dawnna, I'd really like to just practice some of these deal closing strategies with you. And I'll see if we could set up a time to do that. So until next time, my name is Dawnna St. Louis. You and your team can discover deal negotiation strategies and deal closing strategies and be a rock star closer and close bigger deals faster with my kick-ass programs. Just go to www.dawnna.com. I will see you next time. Have a good one.